Welcome back to the complete guide on PTE reading multiple choice single answer questions. So let's go through some facts. So I'm here on the PTE Authority website. You can access this article. So I'm going to read through the facts for this type of questions. Basically, you're going to get 2 to 3 multiple choice single answer questions on your test day, and the scores for these questions will be part of your reading. And I would recommend to spend 1 to 2 minutes per question. The passage that's part of the question will be at the max 110 words, so it's not a big passage, it's a pretty small passage. And the answer options, you'll get 3 to 5 answer options per question. The good thing about these question types is that the question is not the question is not individually timed. That means you will the timer is for the entire section and not per question, which is great. But it is also a caution for you to not overspend your time on one particular question. That is a reason why I'm recommending to spend 1 to 2 minutes per question. So you need to keep track of the time you spend per question. The different sections of the question, as you can see here, so the passage is the text, the one in red is the question prompt, and then you have the options. So in this extended explanation for the QTA method, we will be going through some actual questions, and then let's try to solve this together. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and use the QTA method to solve this, and then once you've done it, let's solve this together. I hope you've you've figured out an answer to this question. Let's go to this together. So the first point, or the first step to note in the QTA method, is you need to read the question prompt. So the question prompt actually tells you what to look for in the passage. So the question prompt here is, how do desert plants like cacti survive in arid regions? So it is a how question. So it is asking a fact from the passage, which the author should have described in the passage. Now the next step, without going through the answer options, I'm going to read the passage. In arid regions, desert plants such as cacti can survive with very little water by using a process called crassulacean acid metabolism, CAM. These plants absorb carbon dioxide at night and store it for photosynthesis during the day, said Dr. Emma Lee, a plant ecologist. This adaptation minimizes water loss, which is crucial for their survival in dry environments. Again, I'm going to read the question prompt. How do desert plants like cacti survive in arid regions? So in arid regions, desert plants such as cacti can survive with very little water using a process called CAM. Now let's go through the options. So the first option, what does it say? They store water in their leaves during the day. It doesn't mention CAM. The second option, they use CAM to reduce water loss by absorbing CO2 at night. That looks alright. But let's go through the last option to validate our second option. So the last option says they photosynthesize only at night to avoid water loss. It doesn't mention the process CAM, so I'm going to pick the option 2, and option 2 is the right answer. I hope you have come to the conclusion of picking option 2 as well. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or concerns. Moving on, I think let's do one more question. So if you're wondering what document I'm reading, so this is the PTE authorities question answer, the practice questions that's on PTE authority. You can access this on our website, ptauthority.com. All you need is an email to sign up and you'll get access to all these questions. So let's check question number 2. Again, I want you to pause the video and try to attempt this question on your own, and then let's come back and solve this together. I hope you're done with the question 2. Now let's read the question prompt. Again, following the QTA method, we're going to read the question first. Why is hydropower considered renewable? So this is a why question. So it's asking, why does the author think hydropower is considered renewable? Now, the next step in the QTA method is go through the text. Hydropower is considered a renewable energy source because it relies on the water cycle, which is continuously replenished by rainfall and snowmelt. Unlike fossil fuels, which take millions of years to form, hydropower depends on the constant movement of water, explained Dr. Kiran Patel, an energy specialist. This makes it a more sustainable option for generating electricity in the long term. So there's a lot of content in this passage, but I want you to focus on the first sentence. It says, it is considered a renewable energy because it relies on the water cycle, which is continuously replenished by rainfall and snowmelt. So the author thinks, and this could be a fact, that hydropower is considered renewable because it relies on water cycle. Now let's go through the options. It generates energy without any fuel. That may be right, but that is not what the author thinks. So in PTE, your answer should be based on what the provided context is. So your answer may be factually right, but if it is not provided in this context or the text, you may get an incorrect answer for that. So this may be factually true, but there are better options. Let's go to the second option. It uses water cycle, which is constantly replenished, which is exactly matching our initial thoughts. We did read that in the first sentence. Now let's go through the last option just to cross it off. It is less expensive to produce than fossil fuels. It talks about the cost of production, which is not necessarily the question. So the correct answer is option 2, water cycle. Let's do one more because I want you guys to be thorough with the way and understand the way I'm looking and solving these types of questions. So again, for question 3, I want you to pause the video and try to solve it on your own, and then once you're back, let's solve it together. Okay, so again, following the QTA method. Sorry. What is the question prompt? What is notable about blue whales' feeding habits? So the question is, what is notable about blue whales' feeding habits based on the context provided? Now, let's read the context or the text. Blue whales, the largest mammals on Earth, can consume up to 4 tons of krill in a single day. Their feeding habits are highly efficient, noted Dr. Susan Wong, a marine biologist. They feed using baleen plates to filter krill from large volumes of water, which allows them to meet their enormous energy needs. Great. Now, again, going back to the question prompt, it is asking about what is notable, meaning what is something that you that you notice immediately when you read the passage that grabs your attention? So what is notable about blue whales' feeding habits? Something that struck my mind when I read the first sentence, it eats up to 4 tons of krill in a single day. So that is something that is notable to me. Now let's go through the options. They consume up to 4 tons of krill daily using baleen plates. So baleen plates is a technique that they use while feeding to filter krill from large volumes of water. But the important thing is 4 tons of krill daily. So this option looks right to me, but let's go through the rest of the options just to check them off. The second option says they eat both krill and large fish to meet their energy needs. This passage doesn't say about large fish, so I'm going to rule that off because that might be factually right, but it is not mentioned in this document. And the last option is they hunt krill individually instead of filtering water, which is against what was mentioned. It contradicts what was mentioned in the passage. So third one is not the right option, and the second one is not the right option. That leaves us with option 1. They consume up to 4 tons of krill daily using baleen plates. I hope this video has made it clear on how to use the QTA method. Let me know if you have any questions or doubts, and I'm happy to clear them up in the comments. All the best and good luck with your exam.